Hey guys, Tez here, and I've got a shortish game for you today. I was going to talk about quite a large topic, and maybe I'll split it up over a few videos. But the game is a search and destroy game, as you can see. I am using my gold PP, and I win 4-0. I carry my team. I go 15-0, and probably could have been on for a mob if we lost a couple rounds at the beginning. But that's my fault because I just absolutely destroyed the other team. So that's all I want to say for the gameplay side of things. I wanted to talk about a controversial subject in the Call of Duty community at the moment. Or, it's not really a controversial subject, but a lot of people feel strongly that of one opinion, and I'm of a completely different opinion. And I don't see the logic behind the opinion that some of the people in the community have. And the topic is that Call of Duty is the same year after year. And I could not disagree more with that. The people say that it's the same and there's no different, and oh, I'm not going to buy it because it's always the same, yet they still buy it. So that on one side contradicts themselves, and then another is just I have no understanding of how they can say that Call of Duty is the same year after year. There's a couple things that are the same, and those are the game mechanics, and by that I mean how the game plays. Like you run, you shoot someone, they die, and the game types, like they're always going to keep the same game types in there, and as we've seen, they've progressed. They've made a couple new game types. There's that chaos mode that just came out recently. You've got drop zone, things like that. Those will then be in the next title. And why is my TV still on? I don't know. Anyway, it's off now. So those are the only things that I can see at the moment that are the same in each Call of Duty, and I don't understand the logic behind people saying that Call of Duty is the same year after year when there's so many changes, so many different things that make it look, feel and play differently. Now, there's quite a lot to talk about on this subject, so maybe I'll split it up over a few videos. And the first part, or the first thing I was going to mention is the maps and how the maps look and how the game actually looks. And this sparked the topic of conversation in my mind because I just got a text from a friend, AZ Avox. He just sent me a text saying that he's only just watched the Woody breakdown on the Black Ops 2 trailer, or multiplayer release trailer, and he says it looks like a really good game, and I can't agree more with that. Like, visually that game looks like the best Call of Duty out at the moment. I don't know how it's going to play, so I can't comment on that, but the visuals of it and how the game looks, it looks so smooth and sleek. It just looks like the best Call of Duty I've seen. And that's why I'm going to start off with maps and how the game actually looks. Because World at War for me, I didn't play it that much, but it had kind of like a dark contrast. It was a very a dark, pale, not pale, sorry, bland colour palette that they used on the maps and the game itself. And for me, that was not appetizing at all. I didn't play World at War that much, and I think it was because of the way that it looked that kind of put me off that game. Now, Call of Duty 4, that was the one where I came in, so that was the norm for me. That was what I liked because it was the first thing I saw. Like, I'm sure that would be the same if you started at Modern Warfare 2. You'd really like how that game looked. But they've progressed. Like, all the Call of Duties are different, and I don't see how people can say they're the same. Like, maybe one game has similarities to another. Like, some of the maps from CoD 4 might look similar to this map that I'm playing now. Like, the colour palette I'm on about, not how things are placed in the map and how the map plays. But for me, they all have their own kind of characteristics, and they all set themselves apart. And for me, that's why they all look different, and that's how it's not the same for me. Another thing about the maps is the way that they play and the sizes of them. The maps have grown in size quite a bit from previous titles. Like, World at War had massive maps. I can't remember all of the maps that were big, but I definitely remember Silo. That was a huge map. And Modern Warfare 2 didn't bring in that many huge maps. Like, there's Derail, that's a really big map. Going on to Black Ops, I'm trying to think of a large map from that, but my mind's just blanking at the moment. And Modern Warfare 3, there's not really that many big maps. They've kind of shrunk them down a bit to kind of keep fast-paced action going on. And all games have their different takes on the maps, like how they make them, what they include in the maps, how the maps play, and I find that different in each Call of Duty. So the maps are always going to be different for me, and that helps Call of Duty live longer when I play it. Like, I might play it for, let's say World at War, I played that for like 3 or 4 months, went back to CoD 4. CoD 4 I played for almost 2.5 years. That's the game lived long because I didn't get bored of it, and I think that was because of the way that the maps played out, and also things like guns and weapons and stuff like that. And I'm sure I'll get onto that because the video is actually coming quite close to an end now, so I'll have to do a follow-up video with other topics and things. And what else is there that the maps are different? Like the environment, that's another thing. The environments in CoD 4, you couldn't do anything with the environments apart from get onto like mounted machine guns. And then World at War didn't change anything apart from they added in tanks, which was nice to see that they're in there. It would have been better if they were easier to take out, but for me that wasn't very fun. I didn't really enjoy the idea of tanks, and although I didn't play Battlefield at all back then, I think vehicles is more predominantly a Battlefield kind of thing, and Call of Duty, to keep its fast-paced action gun-on-gun stuff, I think they need to kind of stray away from using vehicles and things in later titles. But the environment in Black Ops, there was destructible environment. I think you could destroy some ice bridge or something, and you could like raise and lower gates and things like that, and they would all kill people. And I think environmental destruction is a good thing, and maybe they'll bring that back in this Call of Duty. But that's why they'd never see them saying to me, because they always add in little things to make the maps play differently and feel a lot different. So I'm going to finish it there because that's the end of the video, but that's why maps are different for me. I'm going to do another video probably after this one talking about different things like guns and recoil and things like that, things that also make things feel differently for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment and I'll speak to you later.